Everybody, and welcome back to Tony the Mole Adams YouTube channel. And if you've never watched us before, we basically talk about what happens in the week-to-week news cycle of rugby league. We talk about players changing clubs and administrators having fights with each other, player agents, all that sort of good stuff, referees. But the rugby league news cycle is pretty quick, pretty ethereal. It's gone, it's here, and then it's gone. So we thought we'd dig a bit deeper into this man's memory banks, and believe me, there's a lot of years there. He's been covering rugby league since Dally Messenger played. So welcome back to your own channel, Tony. How you going?
Yeah, doing well, Steve. I don't know if I should take that as an insult or not.
Well, I don't know how quick Dally Messenger was. I don't think he was. I think he's pretty cunning, Dally Messenger. But we're going to start. Nominated the first I don't know what we want to call them, Moley's Hall of Fame, or we'll work on a name. Moley's.
We'll come up with something. Moley's Memories. What about that? Moley's Archives. We'll
work on that. Why don't you comment? Why don't you comment underneath? Tell us what we should call this. But you've decided to kick off with fastest men, Tony. So I don't know. Do you want to just tell us? I mean, your first memory of a really, really quick player, I guess it'll be back in the 70s. I know maybe no one from the 70s is going to make you five, but what do you remember of who was the first really quick player who made an impression on you?
I'm trying to think. Back in the 70s, I was a Roosters fan, I've got to confess, and a very young Ian Schubert when he burst onto the scene in 1975. He went straight to the grand final, scored a try, set up a try, and yeah, he just had amazing pace. Strange because he ended up a sort of lumbering second rower very late in his career, but that was 15 years down the track. But he's probably the first. But the first genuine speedster I saw, and it's someone who is well known to people in your hemisphere, was the great Martin Afire, and he came over here several times and played in the World Sevens or World Nines or whatever he had then. And
Sevens, it was sevens back
imagine when he had time and space there, no one could get near him. He was just a freak. And I think Wigan won one of those, didn't they? And
they did, yep, in the West.
Yeah, it was largely thanks to Martin Chariots of Fire. So he's definitely in the list.
Now, you wanted me to throw in a few my memories. I remember the Darren Clark, the sprinter. He did sign some rugby league papers. He signed, but he might have played a few games, but he never really established himself in rugby league, did he?
No, I think he hadn't played rugby league much as a kid. He was always a professional runner, and no doubting his speed, but positional play, defence. I think you'll find he didn't play more than a handful of games. I think it was a bit of a promotional stunt. It was a bit like when Jeff Fennick, I remember the world boxing champion, played reserve grade for Parramatta. Got a bit of a crowd in, but he only played a couple of games and then retired and stuck to boxing, which was probably a smart move.
Who's your next player then, Tony?
Well, if you mention Martin Afire, we have to mention Lee Odenryn, because the two of them, he was a Parramatta winger in the 90s, and the two of them had this very well publicised match race over 100 metres, and Odenryn actually won. And there was a lot of betting on this, and a little bit of, what shall we say, a few eyebrows raised, because Afire was the hot favourite and Odenryn beat him. So some people made some quick money that night backing the outsider. But he was a renowned speedster, Odenryn, and not a bad footballer. He was big and strong and could make a break, and had a fair career for Parramatta about the same time as Afire was scoring tries for fun for Wigan.
If I could throw in another one, if he'd stayed in rugby league, he might have made your list, but he didn't. Dwayne Chambers, the Olympic sprinter, the British Olympic sprinter, signed for Castleford, but again, it was a bit of a bust. Didn't really work out. Who's your third player, Tony?
Well, along similar lines, we had a fellow called Shane Werrett, who I think might have run the Stawell Gift, or he was certainly a professional runner at one stage, and he had a few years at the Roosters. I think Brian Smith had him and took him to Parramatta, and he was a little guy, but geez, you gave him a bit of space. and he was away. No one would ever catch him. He was just freakish off the mark, and probably didn't have the the out and out rugby league skills, but had a fair career. Played, I think, 4 or 5 seasons and scored plenty of tries.
Okay, Tony, we'll go straight to 4, and I'll just throw in a recent player between 4 and 5. But who you got? Who you got at 4?
Well, I've round my list off with 2 modern day players. Josh Addo-Carr, I mean the Fox, he's still got it. There were people questioning him when he moved to Parramatta this year after he had his problems at the Bulldogs last year. But a couple of his tries that he scored this year, I don't think anyone else could have scored. He's just deadly from any distance, and he's a genuine rugby league player too. He's he's not afraid. He'll cart the ball up. He'll smash people. And to my number 1, I can't go past the hammer. I mean, the 4 tries he scored against I think it was South last weekend is still fresh in my mind. And the thing about the hammer, I don't think we've ever seen him run at full pace. He seems to run at about 70% with a big smile on his face and puts the ball over the try line. And, he's Queensland's origin trump card, no doubt.
Yeah, the one I was going to mention, I don't want to date this video too much, but you look at what sheer speed can add to a team. If you look in, and I'm going to say the year, even 2025, in case you're not watching in 2025, but over here in England, Warrington was struggling after narrowly losing the Challenge Cup final. And they in that game, a fella called Matt Duffy got a fractured eye socket and didn't play afterwards. And they were terrible afterwards. And when he came back into the team, just his sheer pace just made so much difference to that team. And they subsequently had quite a big win. And it made me appreciate just how important sheer speed is in rugby league. It's often overlooked. Okay, Tony. So I reckon in the future we'll talk to maybe toughest players, dirtiest players, careers ruined by injury, best games you've seen, worst games you've seen. I don't know.
Well, there was one last week where was right up there with the worst. Well, again, we shouldn't date it, but a recent game, shall we say, Manly and West Tigers. The first half was abysmal. It was 0-0 until the last 10 seconds of the first half when Manly scored. But let's put it over to the viewers again. What do you want to see our views on? Steve's listed a few, dirtiest, toughest. But, yeah, tell us what you want to hear.
Yeah, best administrators. Maybe.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. Coaches.
Yeah. Prickliest people. People.
That'd be a good list. Yeah.
Most nicest people in rugby league. I
don't think we can say overrated anymore. That's not politically correct anymore. Okay. People get their feelings hurt, and we're not allowed to do that sort of thing.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, everybody. Okay, and thanks for supporting our new concept, and we'll be doing plenty more of them.
Sounds good.